call into your phone, make sure you get that access code, and then we're going to get started. But gang, right before we start today, we have a quick start training for all of you who just got started. I'm sure we've got a lot of new people on today, and you want to learn how to use social media. But before you do that, you got to learn a little bit about our business, so take a moment to watch our quick start training.
Welcome to our weekly Connect training. Many of you who are joining us today may have just recently started with Connect. So what I'd like to do before we dive into our main topic today is to take you through what we call quick start training. The key to your initial success will be massive, immediate action. This training will show you how to get your business going quickly. Others joining us may not have gotten started yet, but are ready to take that step now. If that's you, get with the person who shared this business with you, and they will help you get started on their personal home site. For the rest of you that have just begun, your first step is to get qualified. You become qualified by acquiring your first 4 customer points. Although optional, many new associates will subscribe to Connect Pro for $24.95 per month. A Connect Pro subscription can be substituted for your first 2 qualification points for as long as the subscription is active. More importantly, being subscribed means you'll have your own personal website, advanced back-office reporting tools, VIP travel benefits, the Connect Share app, and so much more. It's hard to imagine building your business without Connect Pro. Now you just need 2 more customer points to become qualified and earn your first commission. Although also not required, many will choose to become their own customer with our Stream Energy service, if available, or wireless, if not both. But you'll still need at least 1 outside customer. Once you've enrolled that outside customer as your 4th point, you'll be qualified and will have earned your first commission of $100. Now it's time to start building a team. It's a team of people that makes the difference. This is what we call creating leverage. And that's ultimately what our business is all about. And when you start a team and help them get qualified, you keep earning. Your primary function is to create this leverage through duplication, teaching others to do what you just did. Get qualified and share Connect. It's really that simple. Not easy, just a simple process to follow. And we've got the Get Connected training videos in your Connect Central back office to help you get your business going. I would encourage you to watch these videos right away, where a few of our top earners teach you what the right things are to say when asking someone to become your customer or to join you in the business as an associate. This will help you feel confident to take action quickly. Leveraging begins with you. Make sure you also take the time to plug into all that Connect has to offer. You should start by joining our Facebook group, Life Connected Connect Associates. Then I would suggest you bookmark our official Connect news blog that we call Currents, which can be found at weconnect.com/currents. In addition to these platforms of information, make sure to download the Connect Share app and attend all the weekly conference calls, trainings, and webinars. If you want to see results in your Connect business, you'll want to plug into the system, use all the tools, and attend all the events available to you. They were created to support your growth and success, so don't pass them up.
Well, hey everybody, we're back, and it's time to learn how to build your business using social media. And of course, I've got Executive Director Jeff Steer with me today. Jeff, what's going on today?
Not much, Bears. I feel like I'm on power lunch, except it's not power lunch anymore. We're in the evening. I'm not hungry. I'm ready to go to bed.
That's true. It's time to go to bed, and well, you know, you got problems, Jeff. I don't know what to tell you. But gang, we're really excited to do this because, listen, social media is a really important skill, especially in today's day and age when most of us are stuck in our homes, and the only way to talk with anyone really and to meet new people is through social media. We've got Zooms and we've got things like that, and I know that, in fact, there are even some networking groups that are meeting on Zoom, which is absolutely awesome. But if you want to expand your reach, social media is a great way to do that, and we're going to teach you exactly how to do that today. So, Jeff, I'm really excited to get to this today. But before we do, gang, it's really important to understand a few things about what we're going to do today. First of all, where is the gold? And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about tips. I'm talking about strategies. Anything that is in gold today's training is something you really want to pay attention to and make sure you make a lot of note of. The next thing is, here's what we're going to do to make sure you maximize what you learn today. First of all, take notes. It's really important. Take notes. Just the act of writing things down with a pen and paper will take everything you're learning to the next level. For some reason, there's a synergistic thing that happens between your hand and your brain when you take notes. It's really important. You'll absorb the information so much better when you take some notes. The next thing is, feel free to take some screenshots. This is all here for you today so you can go back and learn again. And gang, only if you're serious, only if you are serious, watch this again and review your notes. If you're not serious, you might want to just turn it off right now. I'm sorry, but you might want to do that. If you're serious, watch this again. Make sure you learn. Make sure you review your notes. Go over this with your team. Share it with people. Get serious about your business, and your business will be a serious business. So here's what we're going to learn today, Jeff. We're going to learn all about Facebook basics, some really important things to understand about Facebook before you get started, because a lot of people confuse some things, and we're going to clear some of those confusions up today. We're going to show you how to create an engaging profile. We're going to show you how you might be repelling your best prospects. Some of the best people, you may be doing things that are actually repelling them. Unintentionally, not intentionally, but unintentionally, and we're going to fix that today. We're going to talk about how you can attract more prospects. Of course, that's the opposite of repelling. We're going to talk about how you can utilize groups, talk about adding more friends who are not from Kynect. You want to add friends who are outside of Kynect. And then we're going to talk about taking the conversation to Messenger. So, Jeff, the first thing we want to do today is talk about Facebook basics. And, you know, a profile is a really important part of Facebook. Without a Facebook profile, that's basically, Jeff, that's the entryway into Facebook. And this is something everyone has, whether you've got a business page or a group. The only way to get on Facebook is by creating a Facebook profile. So this is your individual profile. This is the thing that all of you have and use all the time. That's your Facebook profile. Some people, however, Jeff, call it a Facebook page. And there's a lot of confusion between these two things. Jeff, can you talk a little bit about the difference between what a page is and what a profile is?
Yeah, sure. So as you said there, a profile is really what everyone has to create to even have a presence on Facebook. A Facebook page, you'll notice, is really a place where instead of going to get friends, you're really going to have fans. You're going to have people that are going to your page to like it as if you are a celebrity or a high-profile musician or somebody at a high caliber. For example, let me give you a real-life example to our business. Somebody like Presley Swaggerty could go create a Facebook page in addition to his profile, because he's the #1 income earner in our company, does training for network marketing around the country. So if he creates a page, people can go to his page and they want to be a fan of Presley for what he's most likely known for. And that kind of gives Presley, in that case, an excuse or the liberty to post everything about his business and what he does for network marketing, because people are going to that page to see that content. But a profile is really just what represents you as an overall person. I think that's really important. So if you're brand new, you want a profile, and then a page is really for more, higher level celebrities or people that are at the top of their game. Some people have asked me, Bears, should I create a page for my energy business? I personally am not a huge fan of that. I've gotten plenty of business by just utilizing my basic profile. And then I don't know if you wanted me to jump into groups, Bears.
We're going to get to that in a second, Jeff, but I want to make one more point about a Facebook page. There's a really important distinction between the two, and it's how much Facebook shows it to other people. If you have a Facebook page, Facebook does not show that page to many people, because Facebook business pages, not your profile, the page is created. That's where Facebook makes their money, right? You all have a free profile. Everyone gets a free profile. But a page, That's business. That's how Facebook makes their money. So they show things that you put on a page to very few people unless you want to pay them to promote that to other people. So that's a really important distinction as well. And of course, you're really not interacting as much with people when you have a page. So a profile for 99.99999% of the people is what you want to have. The next thing we do want to talk about, however, is a Facebook group. And a group works totally differently. And you'll notice that this one is in gold. And it's in gold for a reason, because this is part of the gold that many of us have never really learned to explore and to have. We have our groups for our teams, right? We have, I know, Jeff, you have a group for your team. I know Brian Dilsheimer has a group for his team. And a lot of you have groups for your teams, and that's great. It's important to have that. And you'll notice that that's a place where you all get together and you basically congregate at that group, and it's like a conversation. It's a place you can all be together, have a conversation. Well, there's also groups that you can be a part of on other topics, and we're going to talk a little bit later today about how you can use those groups to meet new people who have similar interests, who are there to do business, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the training as well. So let's get back to a couple other things, and now we're going to really get into how Facebook works. The first thing, Jeff, people need to do is to create a really engaging profile. And I think a lot of people make the mistake a lot of times with their profile, and they create profiles that say something like, make money with Jeff Steer, or Jeff Connect, or power finances, or whatever that is, and it's not a person. Your profile should be about you, Jeff. Am I correct?
Yeah, 100%. In fact, in the real estate world, just recently, I've seen a few real estate companies requiring that their agents take the name of the company out of their Facebook profile name. So instead of saying, Jeff Steer, Weichert Realtor, they're taking the Weichert Realtor out, and it's just Jeff Steer, because they're finding that engagement with just real people that are not attaching their business to it. Again, the difference between profile and page. You put Weichert Realtor, and you've now sort of created what people feel like is a business page. So taking that little additional piece off, like Jeff Steer Connect, take the Connect off, you look more like a real person, and I think you're going to get more engagement that way by just seeming like a real, authentic, genuine human.
Yeah, I think the best way to me to think about it is your profile's like you walking around. Right? When you walk around, you don't walk around with the sign of what your job is on. You might have a T-shirt that says Connect or something like that, but that's a totally different deal. That's passive, right? But if you drape yourself in Connect and have Connect hat and Connect jacket, and all you talk about is Connect, and that's everything about who you are, and you introduce yourself as, hey, my name is Baird Connect. You would never do that in real life. So you want to think about your profile as the way you talk to one person to another person. You would never introduce yourself as, hey, my name is Make Money with Jeff. That's not your name. Your name is Jeff Steer, and that's how you want to talk with people. So it's really important that you understand exactly how to create an engaging profile. And this is, the first thing is social means social. This is about social, being social. It's about making yourself attractive to other people, marketing yourself, right? If you go out on a date with a beautiful girl, or with a beautiful, great-looking guy, you want to be attractive to them. You don't want to try to sell yourself to them. You would never sit down and say, I want you to know, here's where I went to school, here's what my income is, here's what my heritage. You don't do that. You just be yourself. And that's the same thing you want to do with your Facebook profile. Make your profile your name. Many people have, Connect in their profile name, or something about money, or something about energy. Make your profile your name. You want people to connect with you. Your profile picture should be you. This is social media. When you meet someone, you don't have a Connect image over your face. You have your face. Let people see your face. Complete your profile. Jeff, why is completing your profile with all of your statistics about where you went to school, your work, where you lived, all those type of things, why is that really important to have as part of your profile? There's some strategy behind that.
I actually thought you were going to go through the whole list without me, so here I am. Complete your profile. So I think part of there's two things to it. One is Facebook is going to reward people with a complete profile, meaning they're going to show more of what you're posting to the people in your network if your profile is complete, just because Facebook assumes a complete profile is most likely completed by somebody who's serious about engaging on the platform. If you're a LinkedIn guy, I know we're really focusing a lot on Facebook today, but if you're a LinkedIn person, you're going to see when you first sign up, it says step 1, step 2, step 3, connect your contacts, do this, add your... If you go through all of that, the platform then feels like you are an engaged member of the platform. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is you want to have some information about yourself that kind of lets somebody know maybe a little bit about what you're about or where you're from, because two things. One, they can connect with you maybe on some common interest. If you grew up in the same town, went to the same college, went to college for the same thing, whatever the case may be. But the second thing I would say about your completed profile, and I think we're going to talk a bit about this at some point later on in the training, but just be careful that it doesn't, in my opinion, say works at Kynect or regional director at Kynect. If you're a top 50 income earner or you're, executive or national director, I still don't think, personally I wouldn't do it, but I think you have a much better chance of having success because you can say, number 25 income earner with Kynect. There's enough credibility there that somebody might want to talk more to you. But generally speaking, keep it about what you do. And if anything, like I have on mine, Berge, I say works at entrepreneur. So they at least know I'm business savvy in some way, but they don't know exactly what. And if they want to know, they have to ask.
And the whole reason behind that, gang, is because you want people, like Jeff just said, to ask. You want to leave some blanks in what's going on. You need to have a place where people need to get it filled in, and they want to ask you questions. What do you do? So they start that conversation with you and want to reach out to you. We're going to talk about how you can reach out to them, but you want them to reach out to you and say, hey Jeff, what is it you do? I see all this online, but I can't tell what you do. I need to know what you do. You want to play to people's natural sense of curiosity, and if you give them all the goods, you've removed all curiosity. So that's part of why you want to do that. So a couple more things here. Have an authentic cover photograph, and we're going to show you that in a minute. Gang, don't put ads. You don't walk around with one of those, like a bell that you ring and a sign hanging on you when you walk around in real life. So don't do that on your Facebook profile. That's more something for a page, and people don't really connect with pages. And the final thing is we recommend, as Jeff just said, that you don't mention Kynect. That's really important. That that's a recommendation. That's up to you, but we recommend you don't mention it for the exact reasons Jeff just stated. So Jeff, we're gonna throw some the cover photo and images up here on the screen, and let's talk about these. The first one we have here is Executive Director Alex Rodriguez. He's got a picture of him on a boat. It looks like it was from when we were perhaps in I'm not sure where we were there. Maybe it was Cancun or somewhere else. I'm not sure. But then he's got a quote as his profile picture, Jeff. Why is this a great idea?
So I think one of the benefits of having a profile photo and a cover photo is the profile photo, yes, it should be you, your face, maybe you and your wife. I don't recommend it being a picture of your dog, but the cover photo can be something representative of you. So for example, if you want your profile to be a picture of your dog, make your profile your picture and your cover photo the photo of your dog. It creates something where it's like, hey, here's who I am and here's what I'm about. So in this case, Alex has, here's who I am, and it kind of says a little bit of who he's about in a way, because he's on a boat wearing a life vest, so it looks like he's having some fun. But then he's got the quote to say a little bit more about maybe what kind of person that he is. I will make one comment. This is in no way trying to knock Alex, but it's just something that I do see a lot of people do. If you notice, the quote is actually cut off.
Yes.
So here's just a tip. If you go to Google, I don't remember the exact pixel size, forgive me, But if you go to Google and you type in cover photo size for Facebook, it'll give you the exact dimensions that you should have for a cover photo. That way, the whole quote shows. I just think that's important because sometimes this is a great quote, but part of it gets cut off simply because it's not the right size. Again, that's not a knock against Alex. It's just something that a lot of times it happens to us. So just go and make sure you have a properly sized, like super landscape photo. That's going to create a better look, for that cover photo.
And Facebook also allows you to drag that photo around and reposition it as well. You can't see it here, but you can see it when it's your own profile. You can see that option, and that's something you may want to try doing too. But here, what Alex did is he actually did do that to frame in the image, but he's missing part of the quote. So he could probably redo that if he wanted to and make it look really cool. So here's Jerry Scribner, Presidential Director Jerry Scribner. And gang, all the folks that I'm putting on here are all top earners to show you that these are people who are building their business with genuineness and reality. Okay, so here's Jerry Scribner. Jerry loves to have fun. That is who Jerry is. So here's two pictures of him and his wife in places where he loves to have fun. If you were to ask Jerry, what's your number one personality characteristic, he would say, I love to have fun. And it's clear from looking at that. So here's Susan Fisher. There's an image of Susan Fisher, and that's actually from the Connect magazine. But even when you click on her picture, Jeff, and you enlarge it, you can't see what it is. You can't tell anything about her business from that, which is really cool. And then she's got, that picture of the beach there, Jeff.
I love this one. Shout out to Susan Fisher. I love really love the way that looks. It's got that professional photo for the profile photo. And then it's just kind of got like a real calm, soothing cover photo. Remember, guys, you can have a photo of your family and it looks great like Jerry's, but you can also use your cover photo to just create a vibe. You can have a certain vibe in your cover photo. You can have something about your own brand if you have something specific. I just love this. I think the color works really good too. I mean, that's just me being super picky. But again, when somebody clicks on your profile, the first feeling they get makes some sort of an impact, and I really like that one.
Yeah, for sure. I really like Susan's here, and I love the look at that ocean. That's just, I'm ready to go away. I'm ready to get there right now. So here's Martha Henry Troy, National Director. Gang, National Director Martha Troy doesn't have Make Money with Martha up there. She has her name and her family and her grandchildren. This is what's important to her. People will connect with her because of this. And Martha is awesome at connecting with people. She's so good at it. Why? Because she's authentic about it on Facebook. And she's done a really good job of framing this in so you can see the whole family. It's interesting, though, the person whose face you can hardly see is Ryan's. Ryan is kind of stuck behind Martha. That's kind of funny, I think. So the next person we have here's Michelle Maori. Michelle did the same thing. And she's got her family. She loves her grandchildren. In fact, Jeff, every time I talk to Michelle, she's always talking about her grandchildren. So this is really authentic for her. This shows who she is as a person. And then this last one here, Jeff, this is yours. I'm going to let you talk about yours here because, like you said, you can have a cover photo that talks about who you are as a person and what your lifestyle is about. So talk about why you have this hashtag dream big here, and you've got your image is you and your wife.
Yeah, so my wife and I do work this business a lot together, and obviously she's my wife, and we had this picture taken. It looks like it's a great photo. It's clean. It's professional. I used that photo, and since 2013 when I started the business, I just was told, create a hashtag or create something that people can remember you for. And so for the last 6.5 years, every single post I've ever put up in 6.5 years has ended with hashtag dream big. You can see my dream big sign up here. I have one up on my wall that somebody made for me. And so I actually went, when we were on one of the top performers or one of the Connect getaways, my wife and I put hashtag dream big in the sand because we also love to travel and we're beach people. And so I was able to kind of continue my brand a little bit in a professional looking way, but also say, hey, we're beach people. We're serious, but we like to kind of, have some fun too. and it just looks clean, and I've kept it that way for quite some time. And if I could make one additional comment about all of these are all great. Whatever you decide to do, my one recommendation is that, especially profile photo, again, this is just recommendation, but a profile photo, you should not change every couple of weeks or every couple of days. Or I change my profile photo very sparingly, and the reason is, again, for brand. You want people to start seeing stuff from you and associating a particular thing with you, so people start to want to talk to you more, or they're attracted to you more. And when your picture is always changing, if a person that's not connected to you, that's not like a friend of yours, like a true friend, they're just a Facebook friend, sometimes that continually changing image, they don't realize it's the same person posting all of that stuff. And so when you create an image that people go, that's that guy again, or that's that girl again, I do find that it creates more of a connection between you and that person that's following you. So that's just something I wanted to add there.
And there's two words that you're using, Jeff, that are really important to really hammer home. And one is brand, and the other is follow. You want people to follow you. You're obviously, we're all a part of this great company called Connect, and that's all part of our lives. But people, you want them to connect with you, not with the company. It's your brand and who you are and your team and your lifestyle, and that's what you want people to associate with. It's really important that you understand that. It's a super important aspect of this.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Bears, I know we're going to move on in just one more second. I just want to make one comment generally is, if you want to use Facebook to just be a really fun place that you go and you mess around, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. But the reason that this training is happening, the reason that we're being so kind of nitpicky on some things, is because we're looking about how to use social media to build our business. There is a big difference. I'm saying don't change your profile photo that often. If you want to just screw around and change your profile photo, go do that, have fun. I'm just simply saying that if you really want to use social media as that way to build your business, these are the things that are going to help. I just want to make that distinction.
Great point, Jeff. Very good point. Love that. Okay, so how do we get more engagement? If we're on Facebook, we really want to get people to engage with us. So there are several things you need to do. Number one, post about your life, not so much about your business. You can post about the business, and we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to give you some examples of all of these things in just a moment, but you want to post more about your life than about your business. You never want to write a post, and this is really important. Les Brown has this thing he says all the time. I repeat this when I talk to people about speaking. Never tell a story without making a point. Never make a point without telling a story. And this is a similar thing. Never write a post without a picture, and never post a picture without writing something. Those two things should always be together. It always is interesting to me when I see someone post a picture and there's nothing there to talk about why that picture was important to you. You would never take, I don't know about you, but I just don't walk up to people and take like a picture that I have and just shove it in their face without saying anything. I was say, oh man, I love this picture. Check out this picture of flying in an airplane or seeing this thunderstorm. I was flying to Los Angeles and there was this amazing thunderstorm over the Midwest. Look at this incredible picture, and then people start to talk about that and identify with it, and they understand why they're looking at that picture rather than just going, picture. That makes no sense. You wouldn't do that in real life, so don't do that on social media. You want to be positive. We're going to show you some of those quotes. You don't want to post about politics or religion. Both of those things, if you want to be serious about building your business using social media, I'm going to say this again because I can't be any more emphatic about this. If you are serious, I mean dead serious, about building your business on social media and meeting people, you do not want to post about politics or religion. If you post about politics, you will immediately exclude 50% of the people you are talking to. And if you then go and post about religion, you're probably losing about 50% of them. So now you're down to about 25% of the people. If you want to seriously build your business and you want to seriously help anybody, you don't want to help. If you only want to help people based on their religion and their politics, then post about politics and religion. But if you are serious about helping anybody, do not post about politics and do not post about religion on your Facebook page.
Yeah, I was just gonna,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barrett, I just wanted to jump in really quick. I did want to add one thing to the politics or religion thing, because there are a lot of people that are watching that are religious. So don't mistake what Bears is saying, or what I agree with Bear John, is to say don't post what you believe in, or don't post how you feel. I can go to church and take a photo at church,
right,
and I'm not posting about religion, I'm posting about me. It's saying I'm right and you're wrong. Or, blasting your wall with, really trying to, influence people in one way or the other. Again, back to my point earlier, and I think Bears just sort of said it again, if you want to just have this be like a fun place where you don't really mind who's attracted or not, then post whatever. But, there's some people with politics, they go, I don't even want those other people anyway, so if I get rid of them, I get rid of them. And that's fine too. But from a business standpoint, it's silly to cut off 50% of your available market because you feel like you have to be right and they have to be wrong. There are some times I'd really love to post some of my opinions, but I leave them, and in fact, sometimes I actually type up a response just to feel like I'm saying something, and I delete it. And it makes me feel good, and then I don't have to talk about that stuff, but Bears is 100% right. You don't want to cut off the other half of the people that don't agree with maybe your side or your opinion.
Jeff, there's an old saying, you can be right or you can be rich, but you can't be both. So it's important to understand the distinction between those two things. Finally, when you share a post, always add context by explaining why you shared it. Jeff, I don't know about you, but I get people who share things with me, and they don't tell me why they're sharing it. In fact, a lot of times they even send something to me through Messenger, and they don't explain why they sent it. I'll get a video sent to me, and a video is 10 minutes long, and they just send me the video, and I can guarantee you I am not watching a video that you sent me. I'm not watching it for 10 minutes to find out why you sent it to me. I'll never do that. I simply will never take my time unless you've told me, hey, I'm sending this to you because. Now I know if I need to watch that or not. And now you've given me a reason perhaps to watch it. I can read something in 3 seconds. I don't want to spend 10 minutes to figure out if I should have watched that video or not. So it's really important, gang, to give people context with everything that you share or post about on Facebook. And never span your timeline or a group especially or Messenger with the opportunity video or ads about our business. That's literally like spam. You just simply don't want to do that to other people. It will turn them off. And, obviously it's your business. You can do whatever you want with your business, but these are recommendations. You definitely don't want to do that to people. They're not going to like it. You might say, well, I've been able to sign up some people that way. I would submit to you that you would probably sign up more people if you didn't do that than if you did. So, Jeff, let's get into some examples. Here's some really cool examples. I just grabbed these. These are from some Connect associates, and these are all on Facebook. These are all public. So, I just grabbed them, and I thought let's share them and see what some of these things look like. So here's Presidential Director Willa Gibson. She's got My Firstborn Side-by-Side Challenge. Eva Palacios, she's a senior director out in California, and she's just asking people for recommendations. She wants to get a new blender. I remember I commented on that as well. Jeff, these are just fun posts. These are life posts. Why are these important?
Just makes you real. It makes people see that you're just a normal person. You have a family, you have interests, you have things that you like to do, and you're not just a billboard. I mean, that's short of it.
Yeah, that's it, gang. So just live your life, and people will see who you are. And there, Eva's post, that was the first time I ever commented on any of her posts. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I use that blend. I use a blender like that every morning, and I commented on it because she asked for an opinion. I gave her my opinion, and look at all the, she got some people to engage in that. So let's look at these here. Brian Dilsheimer, what happened 28 years ago today? Jeff, I was the first person to comment on that, and I got it wrong. But there were about 50 people commented on that. Angie Kreiner-Dorfy got 86 comments on simply asking people what's for dinner. Now you might say, well, Bear, just a second ago you said never post text without an image and never post an image without text. Well, neither of these have that. Well, this is that background that Facebook gives you, and this is one of those exceptions. And the reason it's an exception isn't because it looks cool. It's because Facebook likes you to use this format. When they give you tools and you use their tools, they will actually show it to more people. So you notice both of these have 49 comments, 86 comments. Both of these got shown to a lot of people. Why? Well, first of all, there were good questions. But second of all, Facebook likes this format, so they show it to more people. Here's one other one that Eva did. First 3 words you see are your reality. She got 128 people, 31 shares, and over 30 likes on this one. It's little easy, simple things that you can grab and share on your timeline. And this was an image, and it got even more play than the other two. So it's really important you understand how this stuff works. So here are 2 other things. Chrissy Kressel, she loves posting positivity. Jeff, why do you do, I know you do this a lot. Michael J. Lehrman does this a lot. Why is it so important to post positive things as part of what you do daily?
Well, one, because you'll be different than 98% of everybody else that's on Facebook right now. And I say that sort of jokingly, but sort of serious. I mean, most of the crap, especially because people aren't working in this current, or a lot of people aren't working in this current situation, unfortunately. You've got people that they have nothing else to do, so they just go on Facebook and they post all kinds of really sad or negative or angry or depressing stuff, and then somebody posts something about being a better version of themselves, or wake up and, be positive, think positive, and people are like, oh man, what a breath of fresh air. It's like having a giant rainstorm and then the rainbow comes out at the end. Like, these people become the rainbow at the end of all the other garbage. So I do think it kind of sets you apart. And they also then see that, hey, even when things aren't so good, or even when you might be in a difficult situation, they're still finding the good in it. I need people like that in my life. Again, it just comes back to attraction. I'm more attracted to somebody who's feeling good than somebody who's feeling crappy.
And I would also think, Jeff, that, if especially in the times we're in, like you said, if someone's watching someone else post positive things on Facebook, they're going to be wondering, what's going on in that person's life that they can be so positive right now? I need to know more. And they'll start looking through your timeline and start to maybe even reach out to you. Or maybe when you comment on something that they've done, because, and we're going to show you how to do that in a little bit, because they've commented on your stuff, you comment on their stuff. Now you've created a conversation. Now they're a little bit more interested in you because they've seen all this positivity and they want to know what is it that's going on in your life that you can be so positive in times like this today. So speaking of Michael J. Lehrman, here's something positive that he put. Think positive, feel positive, live positive. I don't know many people who are more positive than Michael J., and he does a great job of expressing that on Facebook. So you might say, well, how do I post about my business? Jeff, you talk about Eric Worre a lot. I know you're a real student of his material, and one of the ways he talks about prospecting is the indirect approach of prospecting, and I think that's the way you want to approach promoting your business on Facebook, with the indirect approach. And these next 2 posts are really good examples of the indirect approach. Here's Dr. Katrina Flukas. She's posts Happy Freedom Friday, Women of Power. There's nothing here that says anything about Connect at all. But she's got this post, Freedom Friday, Women of Power, with all these women together. And it would make me think, if I was in Atlanta and I was a woman, I would want to be part of this group. I'd be thinking, this looks like so much fun. What are they doing? I want to be a part of that. And then Eva's grinding in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, and she's got a realistic post there, Jeff. Why is this the kind of stuff we want to do, and why is this so important?
I got to just jump for a second. I don't think you have to be a woman and live in Georgia to want to be a part of whatever Katrina Flukas is doing. Because I'm looking at that and going, man, I think I'm missing out on something. They look like they're having fun. There's a whole bunch of them. So 100%. You can make people feel really good about what you're doing without saying what you're doing. It's sometimes, I'll say this, I've said on a call before, so I'll say it now, but when I was in high school, although you would never get away with saying this now in high school, but my history teacher, when we used to say, how long does our essay have to be? He would say, like a lady's skirt, long enough to keep it covered,
Oh
but
my
short
gosh,
enough.
I can't believe you just said that.
So I'm taking that and it's on recording. But here's the deal. You've got to give them something, but not too much. Even though it's a thing that won't fly in the school system anymore, and probably won't fly even on this call, the reality is you've got to give them something, but not too much. You want to keep them coming back. And so if you just say, Connect Energy and Wireless, and it's great, and you should join, they're like, whoa. It's almost like it's not attractive enough because you're just like giving all your, giving it all away. But if you show something like this, like what Katrina Lucas did, you're looking, you're going, I'm kind of feeling like I need some friends. I'm kind of feeling like I need some positivity in my life. I have no idea what Freedom Friday is, but I need a little freedom in my life. And I certainly don't mind being a woman of power. I'm going to reach out to her. You're creating more interest than when you actually say, join me or message me. And I don't think it's in any of these slides, so I'll add it here, Berge. When you put up a post, even if you put up the previous one we had that showed Chrissy Kressler, and it showed her saying, how many cell phones are in your family and how much do you pay for them? What's your average bill? She didn't end by saying, I can help. She didn't end by saying, send me your bill or message me today. It was just a question. When you add that little bit on the end, sometimes you turn somebody off. It's kind of the difference between posting a photo of a protein shake and posting a photo of the same protein shake and saying, this is delicious, message me if you want to buy some. If you just posted the protein shake, I might have asked, what are you drinking? But we gave it all away that, he's going to sell it to me if I reach out. So I would say, as you'll see in a lot of these posts, again, back to Berge's comment earlier, we're not mentioning Connect. We're mentioning just enough that people want to be a part of whatever it is we're doing.
Awesome. Fabulous points, Jeff. So, and I love what Eva did here because she's totally authentic. I remember in my 20s, I told myself I'd be a millionaire by the time I reached my 40s. I got work to do. That's awesome. It's so authentic. I love that. So here are a couple other posts about business. So Angie Kreiner-Dorfy, she's our number 15 money earner now, and she promoted herself, but not really promoted herself. She's basically saying thank you to someone else who sent her this. Amy Nadell, Executive Director Amy Nadell sent this to her, but if you notice here, it doesn't say Connect anywhere. So it's going to ask people, have people want to know what is it that you're doing. She's posting about what's happening, not specifically about the company. And here's Shane Callwood. All City Atlanta was on fire. Great job. He tagged some people, which is really important. And if you notice there, Connect isn't in any of these images. Shane's he's so great at showing people the fun he has. And he's always posting. If you try to find a picture of Shane by himself, good luck. It's always a selfie with somebody else. And that's a great thing. That's what you want to do. And then here's one other one. This is, again, Michael J. Lehrman. Here's a Zoom conference he had with his team. And he says, you need to have fun with your team. Jeff, I want you to talk about this in a second here because this is about business. And it says Connect, but it's backwards. And, I don't really even care because it's so subtle. But he just talks about having fun with your team, crazy hat. And this is just fun. And he's so good at doing this. Why is this a great post?
I think people are looking for fun. A lot of people already have a job. They're not necessarily looking for another job. And so when you can show that you're having fun, they're like, well, I want to do that. I want to be a part of it. I mean, I want to wear a crazy hat. I haven't worn a crazy hat since Crazy Hat Day when I was like in 4th grade. So I want to be on something with a bunch of adults. I want to be that lady with the drinking hat on with the 2 beers on the side of her hat. I don't know what they're doing, but I want to be a part of that. I think, that's something that that goes to culture as well. But you want to create that culture on your team, and you want to share that culture with everybody. And one quick point to make on Shane's post, something I think is really important. And again, we're kind of giving you all kinds of different things, and hopefully some of this is helpful. One of the things that bothers me, and I think bothers a lot of people, is when you put up multiple photos and they're not done in a way like Shane's are done, where if you notice every one of the 5 photos that Shane posted, you can see the people in the photo. You can see that they're like full frame. They were taken and put there. It looks nice. What I hate is when somebody puts 5 photos and the photos are like half cut off. There's a person's like half their nose is showing. You know, when you do 5 photos like that, they're all going to show up as squares. Here's a tip. Go to your camera roll on your phone and crop all the photos you want to post into squares and move the little square around until the square shows exactly what you want to see. And when you post, it looks super clean, super awesome, like Shane Callwood. Again, that might just be a little bit of my OCD, but I'm telling you, people will stop on good photos. People will scroll by crazy messy ones. So take that 2 seconds and just crop a photo so that it shows what you want it to show. I just wanted to add that.
Be serious about your business. And gang, there are actually apps that you can go on, download your phone, that will crop and put everything. You can test it first, and it will make it into one image. So that's another thing that you can do as well. Okay, so let's move on to a couple other things here. This is another one by Shane, and here's one by James. These are just fun. These are just literally just fun posts. It's been 3 weeks and counting. Could we take showers now, or do we still have to just wash our hands? Shane's just trying to be funny and get some people to have some fun, and he did. He's got over 50 likes on this, and James and Alyssa put a video of them dancing around. I wanted to put the video up here. I just didn't have time to get the video embedded, but gosh, they're having so much fun. They've got almost 250 likes, 43 comments, and one person even shared it. So, gang, just have some fun with this. And then here, this always works. Babies. Babies. Put babies. Look at this. James got over 200 likes on this. Lacey Morris got over 250 likes, 90 comments. There were 22 comments on the other one. This stuff is gold. If you happen to have a baby or a baby you can borrow from somebody,
don't borrow a baby. Don't borrow a baby.
Don't borrow a baby. Borrow a baby from somebody. That stuff works. People love that stuff. Now, I've never had kids, but for me, when my dad was around, I would post pictures of my dad eating ice cream or my dad and I watching the Phillies game together, and people love that stuff. So if you don't have a baby, borrow one of an elderly parent, and people will like and comment on your stuff. It works. It's amazing how well it works. But Jeff, it's really important for people to understand that if you really want more engagement, you've got to be proactive. If you're just passive and say, hey, look at my stuff is what's most important here, and you don't interact with other people in an authentic and intentional way, you're going to get fewer people interacting with you, and you're not going to meet as many people. So we want to like, and I'm going to let you comment about these. I want to bring them up on the screen first, though. Like posts by others and comment on posts by others, and you can even comment on their comments. You can share posts from other people and then search for other people with similar interests. Facebook actually says, hey, you might know these people. Why are they telling you that? Because you have common interests. Like their post, comment on their post. When the time is right, send them a friend request. Send them a private message through Facebook Messenger, and be on the lookout for how to build your business with social media part 2. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But Jeff, why is it important to like other people's posts and send them friend requests, and when do you do all that? What's the timing of all that?
Yeah, so a couple of things. Facebook likes engagement because that means that you're using their platform. So the more you engage, the more they show what you post. It's that maybe some of you may have heard the term the algorithm, right? So the algorithm is affected by how much you interact with people. So I will say one thing: like on posts by others, comment on posts by others, share posts of others, like posts, all that stuff. But not only on Connect people. I think that's really important, because if you're only liking and commenting and sharing Connect people's stuff, now I'm not saying stop doing that, because we want to support each other in our businesses, but you want to get the people that aren't in the business looking at your stuff. So go comment and like on their stuff. Engage with the people that you want to be engaging with you. I've shared this tip before, and we didn't talk about Facebook Live at all. I'm not going to go into Facebook Live. I'm going to simply say, if you do use Facebook Live, a way to warm up the algorithm, meaning for more people to be on your live, go like and comment on all the people's stuff you want to be seeing your live, and then go live. Facebook will show that live to a far greater number and more often to the people you just interacted with than if you do none of that. So it's really important you engage with these people. And there's two different ways I approach friend requests. Sometimes I'll literally just send a person a friend request out of the blue I never even talked to. If I see somebody, it says, friends you may know, they look sharp, they're a realtor, they're a business person, I just send them a friend request. I send 10 of them and 5 accept, I've got 5 new people in my network. So that's one approach, and I do that. The other approach is as you're commenting and interacting with somebody, maybe they respond to your comment and you respond to theirs and you've officially got a conversation, then add them as a friend, and they're more likely, if you sent 10 requests to 10 people you had conversations with, you'll probably get 8, 9, or 10 that will accept that friend request, and they'll be a better friend, so to speak, than a person you just friend out of the blue. But both do work, Erich.
Jeff, I love that whole deal with liking and commenting on someone's post before you go live and really making sure that you juice up that Facebook algorithm. That's a really important thing to do, and that's a ninja move right there. I love that. So, when you're on Facebook, gang, it's really important to understand something. You are always on. Everything you post, you are always on. And there are people who are watching and reading your posts and never, ever comment. Or you might put 30 posts out. They looked at 29 and loved 29 in their mind and in their heart, but they've never clicked the like button or the love button. And maybe they do it on number 30, but you think they're just looking once in a while, or they've never made a comment or anything on any of your stuff, but they've been watching you. You are always on, and you've got to be sure that you pay attention all the time, because not only are you always on Facebook, but you know what? Facebook's always watching you, and it's really important that you're careful about what you get caught doing, gang, because sometimes as a presidential director and the director of field training, you can get stuck on an airplane falling asleep with your mouth open and some drool hanging out the side, and you might not want to be seen like that on Facebook, but that's that can get engagement too sometimes as well. So here we go. This is the last bit of things, and we got to go through this quickly, gang. How to use Facebook groups. This is another piece of gold. Why? Because groups are a great place to meet new people. Jeff just talked about having conversations with people and then requesting them to be your friend. This is a place to go, literally a place to go, especially now when we can't really get out of our houses to go someplace. This is a place you can methodically and strategically go to meet new people who have a common interest. So join some business groups and some groups that you have a genuine interest in. It could be a paddleboarding group or a business group that has something to do with, we've mentioned realtors, maybe real estate that you're interested in, and anything that you have an interest in. So make sure you join some groups like that. Engage in the groups, like, comment, and share on other posts. That's the way to get a conversation started with other people. You can't always share. Sometimes that's turned off. So that's why it says if permitted. Be positive in your groups. Don't get in there and start an argument with somebody. If there's something that, people are having an argument back and forth, stay away from it. You don't want that toxicity in your business, and you don't want to be that toxic person. Send friend requests to those with whom you've had a meaningful relationship with. And Jeff, you just talked about that a second ago. Why is that the right time to do it?
Because they're more likely to accept your friend request because they know who you are. They've just had a meaningful conversation with you. And Bears, if I could add one final thought about Facebook groups. I know we've had a long training here, and I hope that people are sticking with us. Facebook is just, and not even Facebook, but social media is such a huge topic. I mean, we could literally talk for hours about this topic. So I hope you have stuck with us the whole time. But the one thing I will add about Facebook groups, and Bears, you mentioned it briefly, but the groups you join should be things you're genuinely interested in. And the groups don't have to just be small business networking group, entrepreneurs networking, local business networking. Like, I'm a watch guy. I'm wearing a watch right now. I'm a part of a vintage watch group, and I'm a part of a Rolex group. And they post photos of watches all day long, and I love watches. So I comment on the beautiful watches they post, or I comment on some interesting things, or Sometimes I'll post a photo of me wearing my own watches in different situations. I also love movies. I'm a member of a group called Movie Talk. And what do? We talk about movies. And the cool thing is you get to actually talk about things you like. People then engage with you, and that's how you build your network.
Awesome, Jeff. And I think it's a little bit weird that you post pictures of yourself wearing a watch, but, to each his own, I suppose. And the last thing is, once you become friends with someone, you've had that conversation, take the conversation about, if you're going to start talking about business and start getting a little bit more personal with them and learning about them, take that conversation to Messenger. When it's a personal conversation and you're asking about them, now take it to Messenger. Hey, I've noticed this, you said that, I had that same interest, I've had this experience, that experience, I've gone to this event, that event. Take that to Messenger, and we're going to talk more in the next time we have our social media training. We're going to talk more about how to take that conversation to Messenger, how to get it over to Messenger, and then how to have that conversation and the different points you can use while you build that conversation to eventually turn it into a conversation about your business. So here's what we learned today, gang. We learned all about the Facebook basics. We learned about creating an engagement profile, and these are all things you want to take action on. We talked about how you can repel prospects by talking about the wrong things on Facebook. We talked about how to attract more people to you, how to utilize groups. We just talked about that, and about how to add more friends, and how it's important to take the conversation to Messenger. So, Jeff, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. I think this is really valuable for a lot of people to really get a good understanding of what these posts look like when we are on social media, what kind of posts get engagement, why they do. And Jeff, just give like a 30-second tee up of what we're going to talk about the next time when we talk about Messenger.
Yeah, I think the real value of social media is not just the attraction marketing, but also the prospecting. Because we can sit around and wait for people to come to us, but we're going to get far greater results faster if we go to them. And so I think I'm excited for getting into that and showing you what we say, what we don't say, and how to navigate through a conversation on Messenger.
Awesome. So thanks, Jeff. Thanks, everybody. And we'll be back. And I don't know when we'll be back with the next training, but in the next week or two, we'll have that next training on social media, part 2. Have a great day, everybody.